Hi everyone, this is going to be a quick tip about ChatGPT and a particular feature called custom instructions. So my name is Steven, I'm this guy over here, and this is the ChatGPT screen. So it's on a web page. To get there you go to chat.openai.com. You have to have a login and a password, but it's pretty straightforward. And then you have this screen with kind of a black column and a big white area. The white area is where you type your questions, like who was the first president? And then it'll come up with the answers. The left black area is a list of previous chats and the answers it came up with, so you can kind of navigate around and click on them. The feature I'd like to show you is something called custom instructions. So this is a pretty straightforward question, but what if I had questions that involved my context, my job, or my, where I live, stuff like that. So I would have to explain that in the question, except for there is a nifty little feature that gives ChatGPT a background about me and about how I'd like it to respond. So another example would be this kind of a long sentence. I might like my responses to be a little bit shorter. So this feature is kind of hidden away behind your username. So whether you click on your face, your name, or any part of this little rectangle, which is kind of a light black on a dark black, if I click on it, I'll see, again, in light black on dark black, some options. Now I have the paid version, so you might not see all of these 4 options, but you should see this one, custom instructions, and that's the feature I'm talking about. So I'm going to click on it, and you have a box on the top and a box at the bottom. And on top, you specify what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses. So I'd like it to know my name, where I live, and it gives you some hints here. What do you do for work, hobbies, etc. So I've prepared something. I'm just going to copy from another screen and paste it in here. So paste. So there is my name and, a little bit about my, where I live, and I've got 2 cats, and where I work. So I made this up. I work at the Golden Gate Bridge District as an accountant. And that'll give some context again to ChatGPT. So when I ask questions, if I say, what is section 348 talk about, it's going to assume that I'm talking about the, section 348 of the tax code or something relating to accounting. If I said we have, I have a bug number 3049, it's going to assume that I'm talking about a bug related to the software that I'm claiming that I'm using, which I don't know if that's true or not. And then I like to also specify what job duties I have. And so this could be much longer, but I'm making it up, so I didn't want to make it too long. And then the second part of this, I'm sorry, actually one more thing I should mention is that you have 1,500 characters you could spell out here. So I've used up 315 of this area. Same thing down here, you have 1,500 characters. And then the question here is, how would you like it to respond? So again, you get some hints as soon as you click in here, like the format, casual or formal, short or long, that kind of thing. So you could, if you wanted, you could say, talk like a pirate, and it would go ahead and do it. But that wouldn't be very professional. We want to keep it professional. So instead, you typically want to do things that give you some extra information. So I don't like the responses to be too long. But the one thing I do like is if ChatGPT were to tell me what percentage likelihood it thinks it's correct. So I have a specific kind of instruction for how to do that. And I also like it to not go overboard with all the warnings and, pleasantries and, keep in mind that I'm on AI, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to copy in from another screen and paste in these instructions I've prepared, and we'll make these available to you as well. So here they are. Basically, at the end of each response, I would like it to output a percentage likelihood that it thinks is correct. So for example, and ChatGPT loves examples, if I ask, who was the first US president? You would output George Washington, 100%. So it's certain about that. And then the other thing is I would like to dispense with all the pleasantries and notices and please note, and it's important to remember that. Those, after a while, kind of take up a lot of time. And then same thing with warnings, like you better check with a tax advisor or a doctor or a financial expert if you have questions about those things. It'll definitely add those on. So more kind of warnings, and just keep it to the answers. Just keep it simple. So this is enabled for new chats, not necessarily existing chats, but if I do a new chat, this will now take effect. So I'm going to save this. So this is an existing chat, not a new chat. So if I said, what is 2 plus 2? It's not really going to do anything differently. Or if I said, what is my name? It's going to say, you haven't told me your name. But if I do a new chat, I will get those custom instructions. So a new chat, it's not quite obvious, but if you just click on this icon in the same kind of dark light black rectangle, so I just click on it once, and then I get a new chat, and then I say, what is my name? Or something more obvious, like how many letters are in my name? Let me try a different one. So if I did a new chat again, who is the most famous person with my first name? All right. And then you've noticed also it's added a little percentage likelihood. What is the percentage likelihood that it thinks is correct? So Stephen Hawking. And if I said, what is bug number such and such, or what is the next version? NetSuite. It's going to say you're using 2.5. I guess it doesn't really know what the next version. That's probably not even a real version. So anyway, so that is custom instructions.